2 rugby this season. As if the atmosphere could get any more charged, the two teams run out onto the pitch. It's a wonderful old stadium. Looks a little bit like the Stadium de Toulouse, which Stade Toulousain sometimes use when they look for a bigger place to host their games.
Okay.
The two sides out. We're ready to go. Mathieu Reynal, in his last season before retirement, is in the middle today, accompanied by Stéphane Boyer, Jonathan Gasnier. The TMO is Laurent Slaffer. The fourth official, Cédric Hirso, and there's even a fifth official, Benoit Olivier. The Atlantic Derby broils, ready for the kickoff. Whistle goes and Mathieu Jalibert kicks the ball into the smoky sky here at the old Parc Lescure, the Stade Chabon-Dalmas. And already the rucking starts, the counter-rucking comes back. Bordeaux Begles trying to steal the ball back immediately and get the faster start. Teddy Thomas looks like he's going to have to play scrum half to start with, the former France international wing. Gregory Aldrich takes the ball first. Had an amazing game against Leinster, but it was all for nothing. Interviewed after the game, he looked absolutely crushed. And Romain Buros tries to catch that ball. Usual number 15, the full-back with Biel Bierry, who has been such a phenomenal find for French rugby out on the wing, as if they needed any more phenomenal wingers. There is such depth across France, across all the positions. First line-out pass by Unon Bordeaux Begles, and Jalibert goes for the little kick. Almost manages to catch it, but is caught by Teddy Thomas instead. Thomas totally committed to that and had to be, and took a bit of a hit. Will Skelton thinking of men who can hit a hit, and he hits Diaby, who reached 150 appearances for Bordeaux Begles last week against Bayonne, or the week before against Bayonne in their last game. Buros, he decides to kick. High, not called as a mark. Sent back the other way by Thomas Bergeon. In today because of the problems that they have with the likes of Toara Barlow, Teddy Ibarem and Luca Amor, who are all missing in the scrum half position for tonight's game. Again, solid from Maxime Lamotte, who signed a contract extension that will keep him at Bordeaux Begles for another 3 years, up to 2028, after his initial contract is ended at the end of next season. Knocked on by Maxime Lucu. Maybe knocked down the pecking order after the flamboyance from Nolan Le Garrec in the last 2 matches of the Six Nations, but he's still a top-class scrum half. Deporter, who made his introductions to the French national side in the Six Nations. First charge, Quentin Lesbec. Then also solid with the throw at the line out. Big push forward. Jonathan Danty trying to burst through. Bergeon feeds it into Thomas. Thomas nearly got isolated there for a second and he might have lost the ball. The referee says carry on, and Bordeaux Begles have managed to turn it over. Back by Biel Bierry as scrum half. Deporter's kick is charged down, but it bounces well for Damien Penaud. Penaud kicks down the line, and he flies down after it. Danty can't get there, gets it second time. Almost robbed by his French international teammate, Damien Penaud. Flying start, action from the beginning. Skelton, Australia's national captain, feeds it back. Bergeron is there and encourages Quentin Lesbec to form the caterpillar out the back of the ruck. Bergeron finds touch, does he? No, he doesn't. Burros. Bielberry. Now he can fly and he can twist, but he's brought down by Danty. There are French international teammates all over the place on the pitch tonight. Here comes the big Tongan, though, Ben Tamafuna. Doesn't get very far forward. He'll be grateful that we're playing slightly later in the day. It's been hot today in the south of France. And there's a penalty, the first of the game, and it goes the way of La Rochelle. Ben Tamafuna looked like he took a bit of a blow there. Looked like he lost his footing to start with and then hit his head against something. Gives us a chance to talk about the Bordeaux Begles walking wounded, with Jefferson Poirot out with a neck injury, Sapili Falatea and Yandre Marais both out with cruciate ligament breaks. Pierre Boucheton and Marco Gazzotti both with ankle injuries, and Nons Duking with a hamstring strain. So referee just saying that there was contact with the head, but it looked as though Ben Tamafuna was lowering down as he went into the challenge, which would rule out anything like a red card. So here he goes, Tamafuna going into Quentin Lesbec, and as you would expect, the home crowd making sure that they create the environment that it is as bad as it possibly can be. So he's saying here that there's mitigating factors because Ben Tamafuna is also pushed by another player, which makes him lower. So he doesn't have time to react, and it's going to be a simple penalty. And the TMO has said, yep, I go with that. Nevertheless, you might well see an HIA coming for Ben Tamafuna, though. Winnie Antonio chatting with Damien Penaud. Penalty to Bordeaux. The crowd not happy, but, well, the workings of the referee and the TMO seem to work pretty well. But Ben Tamafuna is not being forced off to just see the doctor for a couple of minutes. Away goes the kick, and you can see that he's still wincing. Not sure that it's a good idea that he's still on the pitch, to be quite honest with you. Yeah, I was going to say, the referee has seen that on the big screen and is saying that Tamafuna is going to have to go off for an HIA, which makes perfect sense. Well, all of a sudden he looks as though he doesn't really understand, but to be honest with you, there's no other option. And as a result of that, he'll be replaced for the next few minutes by the big South African, Kalu Sadi. Comes on for his 15th appearance of his first season with Union Bordeaux Begles. He's coming in from the Sharks via the Lions. A little bit loose, and it's been robbed for the first time, taken away by Judicael Cancorier, who said that his side need to come out fast and they need to hit hard. Well, Ben Tamafuna will be able to attest to that. Burros comes back the other way, looks as he's trying to get a 50-22. Teddy Thomas didn't judge the flight, and it's a fabulous kick by the Union Bordeaux Begles fullback. Well, it's turned out wonderfully after a very poor line out. To be fair on Teddy Thomas, that was always going to be a hard one to get. It was just a great kick. Well done by Bordeaux Begles, not there to play scrum half. There is Luku, the actual scrum half. Feeds it into Yoram Mofana. Luku feeds once more. Jalibert steps back. Burros over the top to Damien Penaud. He's surrounded by white shirts, which is the only way to stop him getting to the try line. Dylan Leeds is at the bottom of that, but the ball comes out anyway. Fed into Mamadou Diaby, the Union Bordeaux Begles captain. They're trying to ruck that ball away. Great play by Jonathan Danty. Over the ball immediately. And the French international centre, not for the first time, gets a pat on the head after turning the ball over. Danty's had a couple of suspensions this season. Different competitions. It's an abrasive player, but you can see here, Burros got it into Damien Penaud, but the La Rochelle defenders had all folded across well to cut off any gaps. Skelton rises well, and Bergeon feeds it out wide. Hastoy. La Rochelle trying to build with their left wing, Jules Favre. Came a father this month, a couple of months after Dylan Leeds did. Here's Teddy Thomas. Bergeon. Skelton, brought down by Cyril Cazot, the second row forward, who's only starting for the 8th time this season. It's only his 10th game. That's lovely. Trying to burst through there. The usual fly half for La Rochelle. The High West starting at outside centre today. Not often that he does that. Bergeon out by Hastoy again, right to the edge, and Teddy Thomas has done very well there not to step into touch. Skelton. Hastoy looked a little forward to Une Antonio. Crowd don't like that either, particularly those ones along that line. Skelton back inside. Out by Kaduri, the young loose-head prop. Back by Leeds. Maxime Lamotte wants to know whether he can go and get that, but the answer is no. And a big hit by Louis Bielbiri on near Higher West. Prompts him to throw it into touch. Good hitting.
Attention sur les clean out. Attention sur les clean out. Dans le ruck. Ouais, dans le ruck. Non, c'est épaule, mais attention sur le dernier. OK?
Just a little warning about clearing out. But the referee's warning that it's just getting a little bit close to the edge. Penalty to La Rochelle again. This time, looks as though we're going to go for the post. Antoine Hastoy, only 77 points this season in Top 14 rugby. Came into the World Cup squad on French soil, played one match. Scored a try in it as well in the victory over Uruguay. Up it goes, first points after 10 minutes, looks like it's good. No, he's missed it. Just to the right-hand side, to the delight of the home crowd. Not quite in the same form that he was last season, Antoine Hastoy. So off we go again. La Rochelle have it and almost losing it, but they've managed to pick it up again. Hastoy feeds it out into the path of Cancorier. Cancorier trying to break through two tackles finally brought down, taken by Bergeon. He thinks he can see a gap and makes 2 or 3 meters. Out by a higher West. Hastoy looking for a gap, straight down Buros's throat. He ticks it up well, knocks it back with interest. Lovely kick. And chases up as well to make sure they don't take it quickly. And has done the job. Well, it started off well. Judicael Cancourier can be a bulldozer going through those little half gaps. But the kick wasn't really into space. It was well followed by Buros. And that's why La Rochelle find themselves back inside their own half. Good throw, though, by Lespec into the hands of Gregory Aldred, and he sets up the maul. La Rochelle trying to use their bulk.
Non, lâche. Là, on accompagne le joueur. Il n'y a jamais de faire relâcher avant de contester.
Not much in the difference in the weight between the two packs in this game, just a kilo in it. Both these sides coming in with a full tank of energy. Lespec back again safely into the arms of his forward. Hastoy, Thomas. Thomas trying to run through Mathieu Jalibert, who hangs on gamely. Aldrit lifted up there by Hugo Boniface, who found himself back in the starting lineup today after Lexo Kaulishvili, who was supposed to start at loose head prop, had to pull out late on. Bordeaux Begles ball. Luku. Cazo, accompanied by Adam Coleman, the Australian, second row forward. Luku told to play. It's not going to go out. And they can come back with it. Can La Rochelle? Hastoy. Oh, that looks suspiciously forward to West. Got his body position all wrong there. Higher West finding himself at centre for only the 4th time in his career. Has played fullback a couple of times as well. But the overwhelming majority of his career has been done at fly half, including in that year when he was the first choice, the first time they won the European title. Lovely view. A full Stade Chaban-Delmas. The Atlantic Derby, La Rochelle's shortest away trip of the season. Just down the Atlantic coastline, an hour or so. Big push by the hosts. Diaby sets it up, Luku recycles. Lamotte, the hooker, feeds it back. Jalibert, Buros again looking for Damien Penaud. And Teddy Thomas comes up with a try-saving tackle. Luku, Jalibert, Buros, the waves coming in. And then all of a sudden, Buros knocks it on and Teddy Thomas kick it away, and that ends the advantage. Louis Bielbieri. Piggyback being given to Judicael Cancourier, which the referee felt obliged to qualify was not above the shoulder. Lamotte, a little bit high that to the hooker, held on well. Luku, round the corner comes Jalibert, Bielbieri, Beery trying to go through. Half looking for Tavita Tatafu, the big number 8 from Tonga who plays his international football or international rugby for Japan. Luku holding on by Aldrit, and a simple penalty. Ben Tamifuna looks like he's passed his HIA. Yannick Brew, the director of rugby, in his first season with Union Bordeaux Begles, giving him a few instructions to update whatever he said to him before the game. Great work by Aldrit, getting involved, hands on the ball. Antoine Hastoy with the chance to gain territory. Well, not too much on that, really. Didn't get it far up the pitch, really, not even into the 22. That was Maxime Lamotte holding on with Gregory Aldrit straight over the top, on his feet. This was the chance for Damien Penaud. Lovely offload by Burros, but the tackle by Teddy Thomas, stopping him going through for another try this season. Tamifuna is back on again then, which means that Sadie goes back to the bench, and that was not straight from the line out. And so a scrum called. Actually, Renal there just explained it to Ini Antonio about what he wants from the bind. Adam Coleman already bleeding. I think he looked like he was bleeding from the first minute. Gregory Aldrit, another long season. However, he was given quite a bit of time off after the World Cup. Big push by the front rows of La Rochelle, but Bordeaux Begles get the ball away. Kick again over the top of Teddy Thomas. And this time it's Jalibert with the stonkingly good kick. Again, it's almost a copy of the last piece of action. Only this time, no 50-22.
Combien? 5.
Lesbeck looks to the back this time and finds Judical Cancourier. Bergeon needs the bounce to pick it up. Aldrit takes it and is backed up by Levani Botia. Appearance number 201 for the Fijian international. If you talk about legends, well, he's right up there in terms of La Rochelle. Bielbieri, got a little while to go before he becomes a legend, but he's certainly a prospect. Ooh, and that was skanked by Dylan Leds, much to the delight of the crowd. Well, Jules Favre might have become a father in May, but he became a father in March, did the South African. Got hit in the neck and shoulder in the defeat against Leinster a couple of weeks ago, and back in the side for the first time since then. Luku, Lamotte, round the back of Tamifuna, who falls over the back of him. Jalibert, that looked forward. Referee has not given it. Luku, Lamotte again. Jalibert thinking about the missed pass and finds Burros again. He inevitably finds the man outside him, who this time is Mafana rather than Penaud. Tamifuna, Jalibert once more, all the way through. Sharp pass to Hugo Boniface, the loose head prop feeds it on to Diaby. Tavita Tatafu, well brought down by Leds. Luku, Burros trying to find Penaud, not forward, so we went backwards. Sharp and hard hit by Bielbieri. They've almost got to the line and the try is given. Wave after wave, and in the end, it's the man who wasn't supposed to start tonight, Hugo Boniface, who gets the touchdown. The late replacement for Lexo Kalashvili comes up with his second try of the season. Unless the TMO has something to say about it. Relentless quick ball. Tavita Tatafu has had a terrific season in his first season since arriving from Japanese rugby. Now is the ball down? Is it down?
Arrêt du temps. Vidéo. Pour moi, c'est le dos du blanc. Donc pour moi, il n'y a pas d'en avant. Je veux juste contrôler. Donc décision de terrain essai.
So they've ruled out the possibility of a knock-on. So now it's whether or not they can just categorically see the ball being touched down. Oh, the TMO is still interested in finding out whether or not there's a knock-on. So it's before this, when Boniface has the ball. So we've got to go back a phase, I guess. Here we go to Tafu.
Pas ça quand il passe le ballon là-bas.
Oui, c'est ce que j'ai demandé. Ils sont en train de se caler.
So we're waiting for the right piece of action.
Là, c'est le dos du blanc.
Well, that's off of Burros.
Donc c'est ça. Donc.
Sorry, excuse me, that's off of Hastoy.
Remontre l'angle d'avant, s'il te plaît.
So whether or not it hits the fingers of Peno, I suppose, but looks as though it certainly hits the La Rochelle player. No, Peno's not her. That's no knock-on. This is going to be a try. Surely this is going to be a try. As long as they can decide that it's touchdown, try given. First points have taken almost 22 minutes to come. But it's Hugo Boniface who has scored them.
Benoît. Je peux m'amener de l'eau, s'il te plaît?
Referee wants some water. Not surprised, it's been breathless for this first half so far. So Maxime Luku with the kick. He started that out wide. And it's not going to come back in again. 88 points for the scrum half this season. And it stays like that, but it's still 5-0 to the hosts. Hastoy kicks us off again. It's high and short. And there's a knock-on, I think. Good attempt by Quentin Lespec to wrap up the ball, but Bordeaux Begles have it. Mafana to Burros again. He's had a great start to the game. One of the most used players for Union Bordeaux Begles this season in all competitions. Top 14 and Champions Cup. Bergeon. Hastoy. West steps back inside and is taken down by Burros. Well, the ball is there and Burros has got it. Jackals absolutely unfettered. And then playing the ball on the ground just to make it even worse for La Rochelle. Well, West caught in possession. And then those around him couldn't stop Bordeaux Begles coming through over the top. And again, Mathieu Jalabin has a chance here to get them right down into the La Rochelle corner. Tough one from there with the right foot. Well, Burros has done probably more running than anybody on the pitch so far. No wonder he's gasping for breath. He has been sprinting at top speed almost all the time. Maxime Lamotte with a big line out safely into the path of Adam Coleman. They set up with Ben Tamifuna looking for the line. Excuse me, that was Tatafu. Luku. This is Tamifuna. Well, they've done well there. Aldrit and Levani Botia. Yoram Mafana. Luku spreads it out wide. Coleman picks it up and drives. Being helped along by Nicolas de Porter. The 6'4", 94 kilo outside centre. Lamotte takes it on and is brought down by Thomas Levaux. Out to Penaud. Penaud steps back inside. Eludes one, eludes two, spreads it out wide. Mafana goes over. Well, even when Damien Penaud doesn't score, he causes absolute havoc. And it's Yoram Mafana back in the starting lineup tonight, who scores only his third top 14 try of the season. But Damien Penaud making like a car on a Scalextric track. This way, that way. Couldn't hold him, couldn't catch him. And then he had the finished product as well to find his international teammate, Yoram Mafana. He got his head down and drove for the line. And a second try in a couple of minutes for Union Bordeaux Begles. Momentum building. This one's in the corner as well. It's not any easier for Maxime Luku with the conversion. It's about as tough as it gets for a right footer. So then, he's hit it pretty well. He's got a chance. It's through. What a kick by the scrum half. And it's 12-0 to Union Bordeaux Begles. Well, isn't it the way? He missed the slightly earlier one a moment ago and then hits the really hard one. Referee wants Antoine Hustoy to get on with it, even though Levani Botia is receiving treatment. Not surprised that Hustoy doesn't want to get on with it when that man is down. About as influential as it gets to a team, Levani Botia. Out by Luku. And Bordeaux Begles get the exit right, and Levani Botia is coming off. Well, La Rochelle have already got Kerr Barlow out, second concussion of the season. Paul Boudin out with a hamstring, Ultan Delaine with a knee, Teddy Iberian with a hand injury, who've joined Brice Doulan's knee injury and Reda Wardy's wrist problem on the tryst table. Bougarit there, the hooker on the right-hand side, is also unavailable at the moment. Shoulder injury. He was tipped to make his return today, but in the end it was deemed to be just a bit too soon. So instead it's Quentin Lesbec who is taking the line out throw, and Can Courier just about got his big hand on that. He was on his way down. Miss pass. Out to Jules Favre. The new dad recycles and is hit hard. Bergeon. Hustoy. Lesbec again, the hooker. Recycles it once more, and quick ball, Teddy Thomas. It was Damien Penaud there trying to rip the ball away from him. Skelton. Bergeon again. Sticking with the forwards. Hustoy. Weenie Antonio. Bringing all of his considerable presence at 145 kilos with him into the contact area. Burros is under this, makes the call. Luku leaves. Burros kicks away. Outside the 22, so no mark. Antoine Hustoy is thinking about the kick back again. And he's hit that a bit hard. Very much too hard. Oh dear, that's a big error. It is all going wrong for La Rochelle at the moment. They need to regroup. And don't the backroom staff know it?
On a marqué là, c'est bon. Allez. Non, moi je vois sur l'épaule, je vois pas de tête-tête. Ok, c'était épaule. Flexion. Lié. Ça.
Mofana takes it back. Oh, it's intercepted by Dylan Leeds, and Dylan Leeds has received a gift. Bielbiri tries to bring him down. Oh, it's a marvellous tackle. Stops him inches away. Bergeron goes over though. And La Rochelle do get a foothold back in the game. And boy, did they need it. Well, Thomas Bergeron getting his chance tonight because of injuries to several scrum halves who would normally be ahead of him. All came from an attack by Bordeaux Begles. They got a little bit too cute. Dylan Leeds, not quite as young as he used to be, couldn't quite get there as Leo Bielbiri caught up with him. But Bergeron arrived, quick thinking, and sniped over for the try. Fifth try, all in the last 5 games for the little scrum half, who is grabbing his opportunity in the absence of others. Hastoy. Over it goes, and all of a sudden it's 12-7. They'll be kicking themselves. Well, Union Bordeaux Begles, they're in total control of the game. And Sebastian Baboul happier now, unlike Yannick Brou. Bergeron takes the restart as well. Catches high. Gregory Aldrich recognises there's no scrum half, so comes into play it himself. Will Skelton. Aldrich continues on. Bergeron back on his feet. And told to get on with it. High, almost got charged down, did well there. Reacted to the man coming in. Burros, safe as houses in the air as usual. Luku to Tamafuna. Tamafuna trying to get away from Aldrich. Almost managed to intercept that ball again in a different way this time. Bergeron adjusts and catches and runs. And is taken down by his opposite number. Leeds plays scrum half. Dante out by Hastoy. West decides not to go around the outside of Damien Penaud. Oh, big counter ruck by Bordeaux Begles. Leeds comes in and plays scrum half. Lesbeck, Lemott trying to jackal. They need some support. Would you believe it? It's the loose head prop who comes in and plays scrum half this time, Kaduri. Bergeron again on his feet. Hastoy, Dante. Oh, and Teddy Thomas had decided to take a different line. Well, the cohesion's just not quite there. Well, Sebastian Baboul watching on, who is the head of La Rochelle's attack. First arrived at a club where he came through the academy in 2004. 8 seasons as a player, 162 matches. He's a #1 starter for quite a long time.
Laurent? Ok, donc, comme tout à l'heure, alors si on ne peut pas avoir les images, on fait un appel formel. Mets-le aux images, s'il te plaît. Je vois rien.
So what are we looking for here?
Non, non, c'est un plaquage légal, hein, c'est un plaquage légal. Hein.
Yeah, I think everything is going to be fine here.
On a une décision.
Rien, c'est dans la chute.
I think the referee was worried that there was some sort of head contact, but the TMO is saying no, just a legal tackle. Up in the air from Mathieu Bast. Lamotte back, BL Beery. Another man who plays in a skull cap. On it goes. Bastien Van Talifair taking it on. Boniface hit. Pass goes awry. Lamotte though picks it up and away he goes. Well, that's a bit loose from Jalibert. So loose that it's gone straight to Weenie, but Antonio. La Rochelle have it. However, Bordeaux Begles might have won it back again. Aldred this time told to let go. Little ball over the top.
No.
Well, I thought that the mark had been called, but they actually came forward for a penalty. We're going to see Mathis Brunet come on already, are we? The 20-year-old, his heart must be absolutely racing. Going to make his professional debut in the Atlantic Derby. And he comes on for Bergeon. Thomas Bergeon has had to come off. Well, this is a big moment. I think it might be a head injury assessment, though, so he'll probably be allowed back on again if he passes it. Otherwise, it's going to be the youngster in his first ever appearance who's going to have to direct traffic. Mafana goes down. Tamafuna runs into Kakorier. Luku has it at the base of the ruck. Jalibert, Mafana looking around for support, and all he finds is the youngster behind him, Oscar Juju. Kick forward. Burros is after it. Kind bounce for him. Damien Penaud loves loose ball, decides there's no way through and kicks. It's well brought down by Jules Favre. Left wing, brought down by Jalibert. One of the real worries in the Six Nations was Jalibert's ability to tackle, or his inability to, and the way that teams targeted him. Hastoy back. First touch for the new man on, Brunet. It's safe at least, he gets off to a decent start. Another one out to West, who was the outside centre, playing at the fly half position there though. Out by Juju. Confident start so far from the youngster, Mathis Brunet. There he goes again, Hastoy. Weenie Antonio, who manages to get past Bastien Van Talifair. Hastoy, once more, brought down. Luku tried to shackle that ball away. Hastoy again up against Jalibert, his opposite number. Well done by Daunty there to secure the ruck. Well, Skelton shrugs off one, tries to go past those. It's brought down by Luku, would you believe? Forward by Aldrit. And then holding on. And Ben Tamifuna was the man over the ball. Damien Penaud is gone already. Jalibert, the two French internationals, linking up. Mofana there too. Here he comes, Mofana, a third French international back. Out to a fourth. And BL Beery will finish off. A try that was made by the French national team. Lightning stuff from one of the most electric backlines in rugby. It all started at the other end of the pitch. Gregory Aldrit couldn't keep hold of the ball. Damien Penaud didn't wait. He went straight away. Mathieu Jalibert knew what was going on, went with him. Doesn't quite have the speed of the right wing, but he does have the offload capacity. Missing out Deporter, who's another French international back in this lineup. Out to Mofana, then to BL Beery. And they have lightning quick wings on both sides of the pitch. And a viper-like finish from Bordeaux Begles. And they're back in front and in control. Luku again then. This to make it a 12-point lead. All the wind has helped him there. And it's 19 points to 7 all of a sudden. And Yannick Brou might not look impressed, but I'm sure he's happy with Damien Penaud in the way he quick-thinkingly outwitted the La Rochelle defence. There goes the half-time hooter. La Rochelle don't want to stop. Antoine Hastoy comes forward once more. Big charge by Thomas Laveau, the second row forward. Desperately needs something. In comes Brunet again. Big challenge for him. Clever, but unfortunately, instead of the knock-on, it's going to be half-time. Kadori there, disappointed. 3 tries in the first half for Bordeaux Begles. No attacking bonus point yet, but they do have the lead over La Rochelle in the Atlantic Derby by 19 points to 7. Well, everybody's going to need to sit down after that half. Yes, here comes Damien Penaud. Said you just get your breath back. I don't know, it's chaos out there. They went into the 22, we managed to get the ball back. And then I just put my head down and went. And I tried something. And I'm happy about that. He doesn't want it. That's it, one sentence and gone. Here's Jonathan Daunty. A little bit of a tough first half that for you guys. You went to the line a few times but didn't get over. Un coup d'éclat, l'action part de rien, il arrive à aller marquer un essai sans mettre plus loin. Donc voilà, on a beaucoup de déchets techniques, je pense qu'on n'est pas. We're making an awful lot of technical errors in that half. And they're taken as part, there's interceptions. And there's a lot of garbage around. Otherwise they would have been able to sell that out as well. So then, teams back out, ready to go. Ready, here we go then. Antoine Hastoy gets us underway with La Rochelle trailing by 12 points going into the second half. And already a big push forward by Tevita Tatafu. Tongan-born Japanese international has been ferocious in his first season. As good as the backs are, he's been a terrific addition as well to the forwards. Leds charges on, accompanied by Teddy Thomas. Going in off their feet, though. A little out of control, and again, it doesn't start well for La Rochelle. It's like Bergeron has got through his head injury assessment that went through half-time with, and is aching to get back on again, which will be the end of the road at the moment for the new boy on the block, Mathis Brunet. Here comes Dylan Leds. He's not a new boy on the block. 31 years old now. Great to see him back on the pitch. So then off comes Brunet. Ronan O'Gara has come down to join Sébastien Boboul on the touchline. Confirmation of that switch back again then at scrum half as Bordeaux Begles try to bring the forwards into play and rumble their way towards the La Rochelle 22. Luco rummages for the ball and finds it. Forward by Kazo. Luku to Tamifuna. Tamifuna will charge into Gregory Aldrit. Luku. Jalibert to Tafu. To Tafu! A minute and 3/4 for the fourth try. And the provisional attacking bonus point from Tevita to Tafu. The fifth try of his first season. The first Japanese player ever to play for Union Bordeaux Begles has been making himself right at home. The forwards opening it up. And what the backs did in the first half, the forwards have taken it on in the second. Mixing it up, tackles broken, isolating the one-on-one with Teddy Thomas. That was only going to end one way. And whatever was said by Ronan O'Gara at half-time has made little or no difference. Luku with one of the easier kicks of the night, and he's managed to put that one wide as well. Well, it should be easier from this side. But it's still 24 points to 7. The lead is growing for Union Bordeaux Begles as they continue their assault on a top 2 place. Don't forget the top 2 meet each other tomorrow night. Toulouse against Stade Francais. Toulouse have been knocking on the door of knocking Stade Francais off the top of the table for such a long time now. Tomorrow will be the ideal moment. Taken by Leds here, though, in Bordeaux Begles. Toulon went above Bordeaux Begles earlier with their victory on Saturday. Bordeaux Begles looking to take it back again. It's only a point between the two sides. 58 points Bordeaux Begles at the moment. Toulouse have 65 in the second of the 2 automatic semi-final berths. That's been dropped as well by Hastoy, taken on by Diaby. Bordeaux Begles threatening here to run riot, but there's a knock on. So we'll come back and Well, La Rochelle look all over the place, which is a little bit what we've been saying for the season. Away from home, they have looked a sorry sight. At home, they've lost twice. Against the leaders Stade Francais, and then perhaps more surprisingly against Pau. Stade Francais have been great away from home. Toulouse, though, are the form team at home. Teddy Thomas has come off. Bordeaux Begles in possession again. Jonathan Danty trying to wrestle that ball away, and he's managed it. Aldrit. Oh, and it's been dropped again. Bergeron wasn't expecting the pass, which makes you wonder what he was doing there. Danty, meanwhile, has taken a knock. Well, that's always the problem when you're jackling. You do make yourself vulnerable to those trying to clear you out. Hastoy with a chance to make amends for that mistake a moment ago. Up to the 10-metre line. In the Bordeaux Begles half, here it is. That was where he got hit. He didn't realise it to start with. And then all of a sudden the ringing started. Lasbec, stolen. Everything falling apart at the moment for La Rochelle. They look a shadow of the side that reached both of the finals last season. One in Europe, lost in top 14, but boy, they do not look the same at the moment. It's the consistency that's gone. Again, all of the momentum, even when they're not in possession, is with Bordeaux Begles. Danty. Jack Knoll, who's just come on for Teddy Thomas, the Englishman who's still yet to score a try for La Rochelle this season since coming in from Exeter Chiefs. Maybe his glory days are behind him somewhat. Doesn't score as many tries as he used to, and not just this season. Lays feet out. Skelton. Again, it's a bit loose, but it's picked up by Lasbec. He tries to take on Damien Penaud and Jalibert and gets a couple of metres out of them. Bergeron, Winnie Antonio now keeps hold of the ball and just lays it back. Bergeron, Hastoy. Aldred again looks for the hole and runs straight into Cyril Cazot. Oh, Hastoy again, nearly drops it, gets it back in. High ball going up for it. Danty still going, and it's gone out. Louis Bielbieri thought about the quick one, but too many white shirts around for that. Yannick Brew has a point to make to his backroom staff. Well, just before you count your chickens, 24-7 is a very similar scoreline to the lead that Perpignan had earlier in the day against Bayonne. And they went on to lose from a position of what looked like absolute power. So things can change. Hastoy, better catch. Jack Knoll, Englishman, decides to keep hold of it. Yoram Mafana wraps him up. And all of a sudden, Bordeaux Begles look like they've got turnover ball. Well, they've got the scrum at least. Adam Coleman absolutely thrilled. Yeah, I think that explanation was for Jack Knoll at the bottom of that pile of bodies. Well, again, there's just not the sync there at the moment between the players. Interesting what the Winnie Antonio is doing there. Will Skelton, meanwhile, looks like he's got an issue with his ankle. This stage of the season, there are issues everywhere. Just a matter of whether or not it stops you playing. Well, La Rochelle have had the most possession of any side this season. Almost 55%. And you saw in the first half statistics that that was reflected in this game, and yet you wouldn't know it from the scoreline. They have not been incisive, they've not been clinical, they've not been effective. Everything that Bordeaux Begles have been. And now they have another chance here, just outside the 22. It's collapsed, but Luku's taken it out the back. Mofana. Hastoy tried to rip it, didn't work. Deporter, youngster who's got a keen burst of speed on him as well. Luku has it. Cyril Cazzo is pushed by his second row partner, Adam Coleman. Penaud, out wide. Bastien Van Talifer, turning into an impromptu winger. Ben Tamafuna bumps off the challenge from Alexandre Kadori and gets another metre forward. Mathieu Jalibert, lovely to Coleman. Burros, Bielbiri still going. Bergeon's all over him. Can he jackal? No, he can't. Out to Penaud. Oh, to Tapu, surely had a run to the line, but Penaud kept hold of it. Luku back. Still they come up to the 5 metre line. Luku, Tamifuna. Luku, Lamont is over. And in the week that he made his contract extension 3 years longer, he marks it with a try. And the man who came through the academy and has become one of the go-to players for Yannick Brou. There's a wonderful blend here of forwards and backs from Union and Bordeaux Begles in this second half. Relentless pressure, quick ball, support runs from forwards and backs, this time Lamont. And Union and Bordeaux Begles are running away with it. Well, the attacking bonus point looking safer and safer. So this to take them over 30 points. Oh, he's missed that one too. It's not been a great kicking night for Maxime Luku. Nevertheless, doesn't really matter. 5 tries. And it is turning into a nightmare night for La Rochelle in the Atlantic Derby. Dylan Leds picks up. Gregory Aldrich decides to just go himself. Bergeon. Hastoy. Petty has come on in the second row for Adam Coleman. Cancorier tries to come forward. Pete Samu has come on as well for Bastien Van Talifer. So as one Australian leaves, another comes on. And time off because there's some injuries. So Bordeaux Begles this time not allowed to take it quickly. Jonathan Dontier is one of those who's still down.
Non, mais il met les bras. Le placard met les bras. OK.
Well, he's giving his all, Jonathan Dontier, on what is proving to be a losing cause. Now then. Off. Well, you heard him talk about the arm, and that's why Ben Tamifuna, all 150-odd kilos, ramming into that upper arm of Jonathan Dontier, and he's a hard man. He does not stay down voluntarily. Yep, shoulder against shoulder, as the referee is saying, and Gregory Aldrit and Mathieu Reynal know each other really well over the last few years. Jefferson Poirot, one of those missing injured tonight for Bordeaux Begles. He's out with a neck injury. Meanwhile, it's turning into a bit of a concert atmosphere for Union Bordeaux Begles, who believe that they've already done enough to win this Atlantic derby. Back up into third place tonight. And that little bonus point just helping as well to get them a little closer to the top two. Jonathan Dante looks like he's going to try and shake this off, is he? Or is he coming off? He's in real pain. You would be when you run into the mass that is the tectonic plate of Ben Tamafuna. Yeah. Well, to replace him, you could see the likes of Yohan Tonga come on, even though he's a back row forward. There's Tambwe, who is a spectacular runner himself. They really do have a wealth of riches in the backs. So Thierry Paiva has come on for Alexandre Kadori at the loose head prop, and he's back on again for his first game since that fractured tendon in his right knee. And a change of hooker as well with Quentin Lesbec, replaced by Tolu Latu. And indeed, Tonga is indeed the man who comes on for Dante. Bergeon breaks away and is soon wrapped up again. Aldrit. Bergeon at the back, ready to kick. Burros takes it well, and he's got enough time to decide where he's going to run as well. Breaks one tackle, taken out by, I think that's Georges-Henri Colomb, but it looks like he's come on as well. A change of tight head prop with Winnie Antonio replaced. West. Noel just about managed to take the ball before Maxime Lucu hit him. Noel put it down, picked it back up again, allows him to play the ball again after being tackled. Tonga first touch. West. Here comes Jordi Cancorier. Still an ever-willing runner. Bergeon. Paiva. Out by Bergeon again. Hastoy. West. Along the line, taken beautifully by Aldrit. Really low. And then he's hit and drops the ball, which is a bit of a collector's item. Bergeon. Tolu Latu with his first touch since coming on. Bergeon. Hastoy again. Lots of passing, not really going anywhere, though. Cancorier again. Decides to kick. It's not a bad one either, actually. However, it does hand possession back. It's not inside the 22, so no 50-22. Taken quickly as well. Here come Bordeaux Begles again. Jalibert looks for space in the corner, and he is looking for a 50-22 and finds it. Well, apologies. I'm sure it was Jalibert that did that kick. Has he not been given it? Well, it looks good to me, isn't that? I thought that was beyond the 22. Well, Maxime Lamotte's gone to grab the ball, and he's decided it is a 50-22. That's a tough one for the assistant, though. He's up the other end as Uberti comes on for the full-back Burros, who's had an excellent game. Away goes to Tafu again, already with a try to his name tonight. Lucu pulled away from him and knocked on. And a rare false note from Union Bordeaux Begles, and that doesn't look good for Burros. Looks like he's had to come off. He's hurt himself. Well, that will be a blow. A big blow, because he has been one of the most used players. A real go-to man for Bordeaux Begles this season.
Allez, en place. En place. Personne n'est blessé. Monsieur, monsieur, sortez s'il vous plaît.
So Georges-Henri Coulon, there he is. Former Racing man. His first game back since having injured his right knee against Oyonnax 6 weeks ago.
Flexion. Lié.
Better push from La Rochelle this time. Aldred out the back, Bergeron to Dylan Leds. He cuts back inside, tries to go inside Luku. They're jackling though already, and they've stolen it again. Pete Samu this time, the Australian, getting the ball away. Now La Rochelle pushing forward, trying to jackal it back, or rather ruck it back again. In comes Diaby to secure the ball. Tamifuna, Jalibert decides not to pass this time and goes for himself. Luku, loose passing. They don't need to do this really, Bordeaux Begles. Mafana, Deporter, Uberti outside him. Deporter holds on. Luku again. Diaby. Throws it out the back. Bielbieri, no way to go forward this time for the elusive right winger. Over the top though from Luku. Beautifully taken by Hestoy. And with his back to play, decides to call for the mark. Takes it quickly. Leds. Goes past Samu. Bergeron quickly taken and on by Aldred. Desperately trying to build some kind of phase play here. La Rochelle play themselves into something like a bit of form. Aldred, or rather Skelton, really well done. Tonga absolutely on his own here. West comes forward, but of course the trouble is with a break like that, that when you go on your own you are surrounded by adversaries, not by your teammates. That's too long. Well, at least that hasn't gone out the back. Oh! Damien Penaud Supermans it across the try line. And has he stolen it? Oh my goodness me. And is that the two international teammates raiding each other up? Mathieu Jalibert saying something to Gregory Aldred. Well, if you needed a play to sum up La Rochelle, that would be it. It did not look like there was any danger. But they hadn't counted on Damien Penaud. Jalibert came away, he kicked it, it looked like it had gone too long. Didn't get the bounce really. But in the previous game they had something similar. Aldred's there, that's a try. Oh my word, a dozen of the best for Damien Penaud. An absolute sensation. Union Bordeaux Begles flying back to third. Well, the kicks continue not to go over for Maxime Luku, but the points keep stacking up regardless. Well, Penaud has set up 2 tries. Now he scored his own, and Greg Aldred is headed for the bench.
sur la tête comme ça. Non, mais ça je veux pas. Donc
Well, Mathieu Renel just having a word with Jalibert about those words that he gave to Aldrit as he went past. Clearly, he wasn't asking him if he was all right, because Aldrit would not have reacted the way he did. And again, the penalties keep coming the way. Maxime Lamotte this time, provoking the whistle from the referee. Aldrit off, Haddad on. It has been an awful night for La Rochelle. And their captain's face, well, epitomises it really, like he did after that defeat away at Leinster. Season threatening to unravel again. It started off poorly for La Rochelle. Made it into the top six only at the beginning of March. Kane Douglas has come on in the second row for Union Bordeaux Begles. And also Yann Lesgourg has come on as well. Man who came back from an ACL rupture in training. Was out until around 17 this season. Now comes on for his 6th appearance. So Douglas has come on for Diaby. Second row forward on for a back row forward. Menadier has come on as hooker for Lamotte. Luku has missed 3 kicks now. Yeah, look on the faces of La Rochelle tell the story. It has been awful. Their away form showing no signs of getting any better at all this season. And Bordeaux Begles looking for their 7th try of the evening. Lesgourg, first piece of play for the substitute scrum half. 33 years old now. Getting a little harder to look after that body. Back by Tamafuna. Lesgourg again. Pete Samu. Plenty of energy still in those legs. Not just in terms of age, but also in terms of when he came on the pitch relatively recently. Lesgourg again. Mofana, another of the try scorers, feeds it back to Lesgourg once more. Biel Beery, he's been over the try line in the game as well. Lesgourg looking around for the options. The option he chooses is Guido Petty, the Argentine international lock forward. Luku. Deporter trying to muscle his way through the tackle by Oscar Jeju. Luku again. Luku has moved out to fly half. Bentamifuna brought down by Matthias Haddad. Just 23 years old, the back row forward, looking for Penaud. Out it goes, Uberti takes on Hastoy. And is finally brought to ground by Jégu, and this time holds on, and for once, the whistle is blown in favour of La Rochelle, rather than against them. Started out under pressure, but with this team of the likes of Georgian Absente, Jurgadze, the Irishman Noel McNamara, Thibaut Giroux, plus the likes of Jean-Baptiste Pou, you saw on the right-hand side, the scrums coach, the skills coach, Heine Adams with the hat, you've seen him around the touchline, and Christophe Lezuc. They have been putting together an amazing run, as you saw Hugo Royce there. Brunet is back on again to continue his professional debut. Maybe not one that he'll remember with any real fondness in the end, because his team are taking a hammering. Tamafuna has been replaced by Tomakino Taufa. So one Tongan gets replaced by another. Taufurane is able to play on both sides of the scrum. He's actually officially the loose head prop substitute in this game. See there, Jack Knoll has got a bit of a boxer's cut above his right eye. Still 14 and a half minutes to go here. This could get a lot more ugly for La Rochelle, unless they can show a little bit more resistance. Latu overthrows, and it's picked up by Bordeaux Begles. Mufana, lovely grab and go, and he's still going. Manadier, the replacement hooker. Luku missed pass over the top of Tatafu into Abeti's hands. Tatafu with him all the way though. Lesgorg, Luku, nice. Manadier, relentless again here from Bordeaux Begles. Just a one flowing movement, and then, having said that, it's dropped by Ubeti. And we will come back for a scrum. And Damien Penaud looks as though he's hurt himself, and well, that will be a considerable worry for Bordeaux Begles. Hopefully it's just a knock for him. In any case, 34-7 in front. His game is over. And it means a rather unusual substitution. It brings Bastien Van Talifer, the back row forward, back on to replace the right wing, Penaud. Both sides playing with a 6-2 spread between forwards and backs. That was Ubeti, who couldn't quite hang on to it, and big bang there for Jules Favre as well. So Manadier will get his first throw from the line out. Solid. And a bit of smoke and mirrors as well there from Bordeaux Begles. Lesgorg. Back inside once more. Lesgorg recycles. Luku. Deporter. Tackle called. Lesgorg. Back to Taufa. Holding on, I think, underneath there. Tomakino Taufa, 21-year-old prop who was not supposed to be in the 23 today, but when Lexu Kaulashvili had to pull out of the starting 15, which allowed Hugo Boniface to start, in came the Tongan on the bench.
Come on, 54, let's go, Will, come on! Yeah, George!
I think La Rochelle would rather the referee just blew now and let them go home, because it's not getting any better for them. The try they have scored was an absolute gift. It's not something that they really set up themselves. Another foul to Ronan O'Gara's men, and he looks pretty nonplussed by what he's seen, and he's had that expression more than once this season. It's not been quite the same 12-month period as they enjoyed last time. When they were on song, up in second place, still not quite enough to catch Toulouse last season, and that proved and played out in the final itself at the Stade de France. Good game, though, that final. They're not always that good. One, of course, with Roman Entomac's amazing last-minute try. It's almost like this season they've had the stuffing knocked out of them a little bit. Need this season just to maybe regroup and maybe come back again stronger next season, because this season they haven't really been quite sure which way they've been going. Jack Knoll runs over Lesgorg, and still going, the Englishman. Out wide by Brunet. Oh, and they're going to come in. Antoine Hastoy will score. Nothing more than really a consolation for the fly half. And he's not going to really remember his first try of the season with any real joy. But that is what it is. Jack Knoll showing a little bit of resistance there to try and get the men in white going. Well, that is what they can do. And Astoy converts his own try, wants to get on with it as soon as possible. And it is 34 points to 14. A 20-point gap to fill with only 10 minutes left to score the remaining points. Still need 3 more tries. Maybe raw realistic is a defensive bonus point, but even that looks a long shot. Jalibert and Boniface enjoying themselves next to the exercise bikes as Luku gets us underway again. One thing they can do maybe is try and stop Bordeaux Begles getting the bonus point for tries scored. Here comes West. That's going to be harder done. They need at least 2 more to be able to deprive Bordeaux Begles of the attacking bonus point. Yes, in France, you have to score 3 more tries on your opponent to get that attacking bonus point, unlike a lot of other championships elsewhere where you just have to score 4. And it doesn't matter how many tries the opposition score. Whistle's blown again as we head inside the last 8 minutes. Very much a carnival atmosphere inside the Stade Chaban-Delmas. Bordeaux have scored over 30 points here in their last 4 games. Last 5 games in all competitions, including the European Champions Cup match that they lost against Harlequins in what was one of the best games you'll ever see. Astonishing game where the English side came back and broke UBB hearts here in France. I'm not sure what Yannick Brewer's got to say to Damien Penaud, who's had a terrific evening's game, setting up tries for his teammates and, of course, an astonishing steal. Kane Douglas needs a bit of attention. He's been around with Bordeaux Begles and has seen a number of those semi-finals that they've fallen in. It's a La Rochelle put-in, which is the only good thing about this scrum for Le Maritime, as they're known in France. Two front rows edging forward early.
Gauche et gauche de la marque. Allez, en place.
You wonder whether they did that deliberately a moment ago just to take a breath.
On sort l'épaule, bien. C'est bon. Flexion. Lié. Jeu.
Oh, that's bounced back the other way. And it's been stolen against the head by Les Gorg. Referee, though, is going to blow.
Elle est pas talonnée, elle est sortie par le tunnel, c'est mêlé à refaire.
Yes, it came back out of the tunnel rather than going back through the legs. So the referee saying they'll just have to reset the scrum and start again.
Allez. Allez, en place. Hook the ball. Droit. Droit.
Lescourt feeds, or rather, Brunet feeds. Youngster again goes crashing past Kane Douglas.
Ah, stop, derrière, derrière.
Kane Douglas again on it like a flash. 5 minutes to go. Bordeaux Begles 34, La Rochelle 14.
Jouez-le.
La Rochelle playing for pride and the outside hope that they can stop Bordeaux Begles getting the attacking bonus point. Well, now that that ball has changed, they won't be able to take it quickly. So Yoram Mafana will just place it back down again and wait for the big boys to arrive. Well, there'll be pride certainly for Mathis Brunet, but it's not the best conditions for the academy product to make his professional bow. He would have hoped that it would have been slightly more competitive when he came on. Of course, he did come on in the first half as well because of the head injury assessment needed for Thomas Bergeron. Manadier, sharp, crisp, possession gained. Taken by Tavita Tatafu. Lescourt hunting around for it at the base of the ruck. Oh, and Deporter is a beautiful take, really low down for the outside centre. Taufer almost lost the ball. Bordeaux Begles, though, still have it just. Tolo Talatu had to give that one up. Out by Yoram Mafana. Huberti. Lescourt has it. Luku wants it. Taufer. No way through there. And a knock-on and a scrum to La Rochelle on the halfway line. Well, a problem for Nicolas Deporter, who is hobbling off. Well, it's a great victory, but it's coming at a bit of a cost. Penaud has gone off injured. Deporter has now hobbled off injured. And Jalabert needs to come back on again as a result. He, of course, was not injured. He was just replaced. Well, still to play, Bordeaux Begles go to Stade Francais, who might still be the leaders next week before they take on Perpignan, who took a beating today, the form team before that, and they finish off with what should be relatively straightforward fare against Oyonnax here. However, it's La Rochelle who have broken forward with Mathis Haddad. Leeds, West, Yoram Mafana. Make sure that he doesn't go forward anymore. Haddad. Tackler not letting go. And Hastoy will be able to push La Rochelle into the 22 again. Well, with only a minute left, they might score here, but it still wouldn't be enough to stop Bordeaux Begles winning with 5-point haul. Well, the La Rochelle fans still behind their team. Next up for them is a home game against Pau before they go to Toulouse, and they finish off with Racing. So it is not a particularly easy run-in. Pau being the easiest match of that particular batch of finishing games. It's going to be a tough one for La Rochelle to get into the playoffs by the end of this season. Bordeaux Begles there, one looking a lot easier. Apart from the Stade Francais game, of course. Oh, round the back there by Brunet. It's going to be a penalty anyway, so it was a free hit.
N'empêche la sortie du ballon avec le pied.
Real building job again for Ronan O'Gara. Not easy when you've got to take on Union Bordeaux Begles, Toulouse and Racing in your run-in as Will Skelton picks it up and tries to charge towards the line. Colombe. Latu makes the bridge, picked up again by Skelton. They're going to try and batter their way over the Union Bordeaux Begles line. Looking for pride. Looking for a little bit of indignation. Away by Brunet. Still not there. West that time trying to go through. Brunet again into the path of Paiva. In fact, of Concoria, who's come back on again. And it looks like they've got it again. 80 minutes are up, and Jalibert puts it into the stands. A glorious night in the Atlantic Derby for Yannick Brou and co. Luku celebrates. Bordeaux Begles back into the top three. It's finished. Union Bordeaux Begles 34, La Rochelle 14. Another statement by the men from the Gironde. Their backs were on fire. Their forwards were irresistible. 7 tries. And La Rochelle never really in it. In a season where they've struggled to be in it. Could it be their year? After all those near misses. The problem for them is that Toulouse look terrific. Third place gets you into a home tie in the barrage. But teams that have to go through that extra game, history has taught us, are not the favourites to win the title. It's very rarely that a team that finishes 6th like Castres did in 2018 can go all the way through and win it in the final itself. More often than not, it's the top 2 that fight it out in the final. Well, the top 2 will be fighting it out against each other tomorrow. Well, Manadier carrying not just the scars of battle, but the blood of battle. Penno with a word with Skelton. And then with his international teammate Aldrit, who I think is still fuming from whatever was said to him by Mathieu Jalibert after that Penno try. It's the sort of thing where in the NFL, in American football, you can actually be penalised for taunting. And it did look a little bit like that. So then Skelton and Coleman chatting. Nice shiner that's come up on the Bordeaux Begles Australian. We're waiting to see who will get interviewed. International teammates once upon a time, Teddy Thomas and Damien Penaud. Hugo Roy saw the back of him at least. Not available tonight.